in the room and off the room online. We're very lucky today to have Professor Angela Ho. She is, I think, the biggest specialist really in quality assurance in the entirety of Asia. Of course, she does work on other issues, but I think this topic is really the defining topic of your research agenda. So let me read a bio. Angela Yu, who is a professor of higher education at the College of Education of National Chengchi University in Taiwan. In 2022, she was elected as president of the Chinese Taipei Comparative Education Society. And here we have Nutsa, the counterpart in Hong Kong. So excellent. She served as the executive director of Higher Education Evaluation and Accreditation Council of Taiwan in 2016. Higher Education, Vice President, Board Member of the Asia Pacific Quality Network, and she specializes in higher education policy, quality management, internationalization, faculty development, and quality assurance cross-border higher education. She's recognized as the top 5 researcher in the field of quality assurance of higher education worldwide. So, see, I wasn't lying to you. She serves as the chief editor of the journal Higher Education Evaluation and Development, associate editor of the Journal of Asian Pacific Educational Review, and Quality in Higher Education. And of course, she serves in many other editorial boards of other peer-reviewed journals in higher education. She has published more than 140 English and Chinese journal papers, articles, chapters, reports, and monographs in higher education, international education, and quality assurance. So it's really a privilege.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much. Would you mind if I use?
Oh, please do, please do.
And then this one, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for your invitations, and it's a great, really honor for me to meet, friends, students, and then unexpected, guests. Because we actually communicate with each other. Is it possible that to visit educational universities for some schedule? Okay, probably I cannot. So I'm very sorry for that. So anyway, it's good to see you here, and I'm very happy to be here to share use my, over the years, probably 15 or 20 years, I've been involved in this issue of quality assurance. Though Horta just told me that probably I could just talk about one of the paper, but I think I just want to take this kind of opportunity to share you more about what exactly is I observe, and then what actually, because I involved in the international networks of the quality assurance agency as well as the higher education institution still. So I would like to share you some of our project, and then some of the current data actually we collected, and then also the future trend. And finally, I will share you the paper I just published that I share with all of you. So you can see why the title, I actually tried to use this one. And just though the subtitle is the paper that I published, talking about cross-border higher education, and then the target on joint degree and dual degree program. But I think in the first 2 sections, I think I will share you what's really going on in quality assurance and higher education, because I think though we may have a different expertise, but finally, all the issue that we discuss, or even we explore, were related to quality. Quality always is the core values of education, no matter what level it is. So that's why my students all call me the QA queen. Just kidding. Because I think it's great to okay, good. Okay. So generally, I think I just let you know. So I should use this one is okay, right? Oh, so this is my experiences in quality assurance. So as academics, I'm very glad that I have this kind of opportunity, because we always been doing all the things, teaching, research on campus. But it's great to actually knowing to know what's really going on, what those practitioners are doing, okay, to let out of the insight, or even we could say the secrets. Like, some quality assurance, particularly for quality assurance agency, like in Hong Kong or in most of the Asian countries, quality assurance agencies sometimes look like a bread box. It seems not a lot of information is very transparent, but luckily I could work in those agencies such as the International Network and then also the Asian Pacific Network, and then also most important thing I ever served as a CEO of National Accreditor in Taiwan. I reviewed all the 150 universities in Taiwan, so I know all the students, all the university stories. I have all the report and the data. So it's very interesting to see, to learn what's going on within the university and how exactly, okay, they make some changes in order doing a very, very great project. Of course, there's totally 7 regions, and they really want to collect the data after the post-pandemic. Because before the pandemic, actually, I already published one global study for quality assurance and higher education in a different region. The book published in 2020, I just wrote the Asia Pacific book chapter, that part. And now we think that after the pandemic, a lot of things are totally different. So now we are conducting, since the last year, we conducted a new global study in phase 2, collecting results will release very, very soon to see what's really going on. Now I'm currently also the president of the Chinese Comparative Education Society. So this is all my experiences. So this is why I'm something that why I would like to share with you. There's just one paper. I think it's probably a little bit okay. Just one paper. I think it's probably I could share more what I learned from over the years and then what exactly I observed in quality assurance. So the first 2, I think, so we generally talk about the quality assurance in a global context, what's really going on from like in quality's perspective, because they've done a lot of the initiative, and then how exactly they impact the whole system. And then secondly, I maybe share you some data that I found, researched in the global study too. Okay, some data though we're still actually in progress, but some of the interest data I think I want to share with you probably will inspire you. Okay, what's really going on in this system in Asia Pacific, and then finally is about this paper. Okay, what I try to explore beyond the QA, why I want to do this from the university's perspective. So this is what I think I could share with you today. And then first of all, I think is about the landscape. I just let you know what's going on, because we all know about the quality, and then we all know universally actually we are all within this kind of system, because our courses, our teacher, our research, and each one of us will be evaluated by the system internally as well as externally. And then now what I share you is about externally, because most of the countries nowadays, around more than 150 countries, that are all established a national quality assurance system, including public one as well as a private one. So generally, according to the inquiries data, they know more than 130, probably more. I mean, it's up to 400 around in the world. And then most of them is probably funded by the governments, and many of them actually are professional accreditors that only evaluate certain kinds of programs, such as engineering, medicine, business, and etc. So in this group of the accreditors still actually emerging and growing, and also tries to the impact amidst the growth is higher and higher than ever. And still, after the pandemic, before the pandemic, still more and more self-funded, you could say the private, quality assurance agency has been established, and most of them in United States, like AACSB. So you charge you a very high fee, okay? They are self-funded, they're private, and then they provide the services, okay? So many different from the national accreditor. National accreditor always look like a policeman, okay? Which the fund is, okay, like me too, but okay. Like they always want to check and prepare everything, and then, okay, so you see, just a quality gatekeeper, okay? No negotiation, okay, just black or white, okay, yes or no. But for those self-funded, maybe, okay, some review plans, schedules, okay, it could be negotiable because they identify the cell, okay, they provide. They are, okay, you are client, okay, provide services, and then what kind of services you need. So this is why, the fees are quite high. So, but anyway, this is a different type. Around the world, there are different types of the quality assurance agency. I mean, their roles may be different. And the national, probably they still have to carry out the national mandate. Okay, they still fund it from governments, whatever, okay. And then, but nowadays, okay, in addition to those local, national, or professional accreditors, nowadays, after the 2000, around the whole world, a lot of the global regional initiatives actually has been established. One of them is regional or even the quality assurance networks, such as that I told you in Kwahi. Okay, it's published this international umbrella of quality assurance agency as well as higher education and funded by UNESCO as well as World Bank. In order to provide some good, a platform to support the national QS system, because some developing countries they still need some capacity buildings to know how exactly that kind of systems could be built. And then like the NQA Europe, and then in Asia. And then other, okay, Washington Accord. This is also associations for professional accreditor engineering. So you see most of different regions and now the professional, the engineering accreditor, okay, like Taiwan, we have so-called IET, and Singapore, okay, Seoul, South Korea, whatever, okay, they all have the engineering professional accreditor, but they all are the members of Washington Accord. One of the reasons is why they join this kind of association. It means that those engineering programs, if has been accredited by engineering program, they are the members of Washington Accord, and then your qualifications will recognize with each other. So that is actually is why I think quality assurance, what is so strongly associated with qualification recognition. Because we really want to assure that the qualification awarded, no matter what levels of it, and that not just recognized by your own country. Like many of you probably study in Hong Kong, but you went back to your home country, but it will be recognized by your government, right? So that is also an issue. And particularly joint degree program, those are offers by two systems, right? It's more complicated. So that is why now still QA, no matter internally, of course, definitely university to take the responsibility and but for externally, okay, because we have to make sure, okay, yeah, everything that the universities say is 100% correct, right? External review, right? To make sure everything, all the evidence you provide us actually is 100% accurate. And one of the reasons is because those kind of initiatives tries to provide very, very good resources for the QA, EQA, IQA capacity buildings, and then also hope that that's what I mentioned. Okay, through the QA system, the network, cross-border, and then international cooperation, student mobility, okay, those kind of issues could be supported or even enhanced. So this is about right now. So in generally, because there's a lot of things we talk about the quality assurance, but in generally, okay, and nowadays, if you look at most of the country, and then it still be regarded as a policy instrument, particular national accreditor, definitely is no doubt. No matter, okay, how much they say they already changed, okay, we are friends, right? But it's still being used by the government always, okay? And then consists of two dimensions, IQA, definitely stands by university, internal quality assurance, and then it is why, like Hong Kong U, you have your system, okay, your program approval, your student admission, all things, okay, should have certain kinds of regulation in order to assure that, okay, students could be provided very good quality of education. And externally, of course, redundant by national accreditor, by professional accreditor, or even some self-funded accreditor, okay, like ASS recently. So this is also two dimension. And for the EQAA, external quality assurance, okay, the meaning to meet the changing expectations of the university, governance, and the students. Because we thought that, the higher education landscape is changing so fast. So it means university actually, continue to grow themselves, but at the same time, EQAA, Quality Assurance Agency, have to keep up with this kind of things. So this is why, some literature shows that, it seems now a little bit that the EQAA a little bit left behind. We always use the very, probably, we couldn't say author, but more traditional concept to review the university. But most of the university actually changes so fast. Okay, a lot of the new programs, innovation, whatever, and then how come that the EQAA could be the response to this? That is also very, very emergent issues nowadays. And then very evidence-based definitely. So you could be, really, this is really annoying, right? Okay, now I'm back to university. I know, how much I really annoyed the university when I was in EAC, right? I had the assessment report and then all things, and then faculty members' files, whatever, because we want to check, all those things that you say is correct or not correct, and then data analysis, whatever. So really, but this is reason because we really want to make sure. Those data that you show is correct or not correct, and then do you analyze those data? Not just the raw data. Okay, what's beyond? To make good decision. With good policy. So that is very active based. And then there were different kinds of the modes for quality assurance. Sometimes we call it aggregation. Sometimes it's some quality assurance use the evaluations, and then some may use the old data New Zealand. Also different types. The university, the rank, which system? In India, because there's so many institutions. If they're all accredited, the students or even the consumer don't know which one is better than the other one. There's so many. So this is why finally, after being reviewed by the EQAA, they still rank all the programs of the institution. So it's a different system that because due to their characteristics, they use a different approach to review the university. But now, after the pandemic, three things actually has been identified. More and more important. The whole EQAA response to that because the university actually they already done so much efforts to respond to that. One is the diversifications. So we hope that after EQAA could really take this kind of issue into the consideration because the higher education system is very diverse. We have the Hong Kong U, but we still have some small colleges, they serve the different type of student. So you probably if you think about different kind of the set of the standard or mechanisms to review or even to provide, the supports for those institutions. And another one is relevance. There's another keyword. Because before that, of course, we have more standard, we have a very common standard to review the university, like university governance, university program, student support, etc. Or even your internal QA system. But now the EQAA has been asked that all the standards, all the mechanisms should be relevant to the job market and should be relevant to the social needs. Why exactly do we review? It really responds to the job market's needs, and those employers and really knows what exactly you've done and then the quality of the graduates. So this is why let's see the relevance are very important. Another one is sustainability because like take the Taiwan for example and some system because over the years, the mystifications, but however, due to the low birth rate and a numbers of the private or even the small colleges not unable to survive or even has been forced to close down. But as you know that the quality assurance, if it's reviewed by the national accreditor or any, a professional quality assurance agency, they will give you a period of the validity, 5 years, 6 years, or even 7 years, right? Like Japan, 7 years. So that's why you have to think about, okay, this university is being recognized. Okay, 7 years, no problems, but probably it will be closed down 2 years later. So you can see when you actually review the university, you have to take the sustainability into very serious considerations. Since you give them 5 years validity, so it means that all the students, oh yeah, it's no problem, totally guaranteed 5 years, this university still exists, right? But if you do not really take very seriously, look at their strategic plan, look at, okay, their financial, resources, and then look at the whole, that the environment now the institution face. How come? Okay, there could be sustainability. Okay, these issues could be really in here. So this is why nowadays, okay, the three very, very important things. And then, of course, after the pandemic, more and more issue has been raised about how come that the quality assurance agency could respond to the new providers or even non-formal educations to include it into your QA system. Because in most of the QA system or in Asia, if I say that, non-formal educations, actually are not included in their formal or the national QA system. So now we see that for the lifelong learning, actually, you have to consider those things into your system. So you can see nowadays, those things has been considered very, very seriously. If you should, look at the university now, the distant education is issue, emergence, and then virtual internationalizations, and now we have the hybrid, maybe slot of the programs online, and then short learning program and the micro credentials. Now, many universities starting to provide this type of the programs, and the submission in addition to, social engagement and etc., social impact sustainability. So now is the time for the quality assurance externally to think of, in addition to the traditional set of the standards, what else actually you should. Know, what actually they're supposed to do in the future. So that is about nowadays, traditionally, and then now, new issue emerged, and then the whole thing could be incorporated into the standard framework. But overall, over the years, still seems to, in Kwahi established, as I mentioned to you, 1991. So it's been 30 years, right? But still, the all issues, these 5 issues, still here and still looking for some good solutions. So this is why I have so many papers to write. We can continue to hear. You see, first of all, QA professions. Do you think that QA is a profession? Well, it's not a profession. It's supposed to be professions, but otherwise, how come you can review the university? Many universities, they are very, very well known, and then they well structured, and then have their own very, very accountable and a lot of achievement. So if you are a professional now, how you could provide very good advice for that university, no matter which type of university to improve. So profession, very, very important profession for QA. So this is why academic, who should be the reviewers? Always the issue, like Hong Kong U. Oh, you see, who else could review me in Hong Kong? Like Taiwan, the same, NTU, National Taiwan University, when I was the CEO, I should be very, very careful, who should be appointed, be a reviewer, because the NTU is see, I see, who you are, be good to review me, I'm the best, no problem, that will be, and then also training, though they are the best researchers, but they know about the QA concept, they know what they're supposed to do, they know how they're going to interview the policymakers, students, whatever, and then finally collect the different stakeholders' viewpoints and report, whatever, and finally give me the final report. So the training. And also ethics. Earlier, that's very, very challenging. Because the researchers, because they're very well known, and then university always show their respect, right? When you've been, before you come in there, They will prepare all delicious food, okay, and a lovely gift, souvenir, everything all on the table, okay. Yeah. So this is, I don't, so this is why there's a lot of things. This and also through some of the reviewers, sometimes you have the assessor. You also have to remind them. Maybe for example, I visited Hong Kong U and then the Hugo Horta, you are the best in Hong Kong U. And after that, I know all your profile. When I come to my university, so because reviewer teams know all the file. So this is why we always see, though we think peer review is good, okay, because we support it, but you should follow some ethical code, right? Okay, so this is why some university president is very mad after being reviewed, and then some of the faculty just being attracted by the other university. So that is what ethical issues, and then very independence won't be affected, no matter universities, but government. Would you look at like the national or even, I know it's a town call, you won't be reviewed by VQ, but you will be reviewed by QCE, right? I mean, the Hong Kong U review is by QCE. Okay. Will you look at the report? Probably not. Because they're wrong. Who cares about the loan? No, okay, but you care about, how you will rank this year, okay? So this one, visibility, how would this kind of result or even the documents, very good report, written by the faculty members, oh yeah, what's going on about my university, where even a student look at those kind of report, and you see, how would the university should be enhanced. So visibility also very, very, the issues. I think I spent so much time, right? Anyway, but this is interesting. International also another issue. So this is why I wrote a lot of papers about post-border higher education, joint degree programs, and that is more complicated. Not just because mainly, the national accreditor that has been commissioned, the national mandate, or you only have to review your local institutions, not involve the other system. And now, since the growing of the cross-border higher education, lot of cooperation, joint degree program, even the branch campuses, those kind of things, how would that? They could not be done by one QA agency. Maybe it should be collaborate with each other. But some issues probably will ensure culture. There's different system like HEAC. 2 years ago they started to review the university in Indonesia because it was approved by the Indonesian government. Now the HEAC will be able to review the Indonesian university. But the total different system, faculty rank system, and then also the course system all different. So this is very challenges for a creditor if they really want to provide this kind of services, or even this program is joint or cross-border. You have to collaborate with the other QA system in order to make sure, all things be done well, language, whatever. And mutual recognition is not an issue, right? There are not things that I have time to talk about. I also wrote some paper for that. You see, each one could write the different papers. Yeah, the mutual recognition, it means that, it seems that because we don't want that one university to be reviewed several times. For example, like international branch campuses in Malaysia. Right, and then these programs probably they should be, if this international branch campuses from UK, maybe they should be reviewed by UK first, and the second reviews by MQA Malaysia again. So the thing, if they could be our review decision, if it could be recognized with each other, and then why not the university just reviews once only? So this is about the rationales for mutual recognitions. So like the Taiwan and then the Malaysia, actually we signed a mutual recognition agreement. It means that if all the programs in Taiwan has been reviewed, has been accredited by the HEAC, my QA agency, and then Malaysia government should totally agree or recognize, those program, those universities fully eligible. So this is another issue. Very interesting. I think it's good to realize because it really helps the student mobility. Right, there won't be a problem. And another one, new provider things, low things. I think so far, how exactly is that the EQA is ready for that? MOOCs, or even like a for-profit institution, maybe here in Asia, maybe not many, but in US, the lots, right? And then, okay, CDHE, micro-credential, etc. And the number 4 is about the standard, because the university actually really, what exactly they care most is about the standards. Did you change the standard this year? Okay, they always will ask, because they probably new cycle coming in, they will ask, okay, new standards or anything you want to review this, whatever, they will keep asking you, right? Like for example, like take Taiwan, for example, when I was a CEO, before I back to the school, and then my president asked me that actually you have to finalize that standards for the third cycle institutional reviews. Okay, so one actually standard we add into is SDGs. Before that, we didn't actually university. Oh yeah, you should actually think about all your university governance program, research, how exactly they align with SDG. But before, I think it probably, I won't be the CEO anymore, so it's okay. So I put it into, I think this is because you have to force the university, no matter how much actually you put down, but you have to think of, okay, your program, your research, whatever your governance, how exactly you can respond to sustainability, SDG, and so that is, okay, standards. Okay, so what kind of standard you think? So is the standard just threshold, or the standard you think to pursue the excellence? So that's a really depends. Okay, your agency's purpose. Okay, what's the purpose of the accreditation, purpose of quality assurance, and also another one is for standard is how exactly you really measure the student learning outcomes. If we asked this question when I was the CEO, or even I'm the vice president of the inquiry or APQ, I would just say that I have no answer. Because the different programs, right? It's a medical program, it's an accounting program, business program, teachers education. The way that you measure the students will be completely, or even the arts, music. Okay, so they always ask me, Angela, give me, okay, the common way that I could do. I said, sorry, I cannot do all that because the different program, the different type of university. So I mean, it's still the very challenging, okay, for no matter at the institutional level, even for us, right? With the different type of the program, the PhD program, the MA program, BA program, we measure the way that we measure the students probably is all different. So that is also a very, very interesting issue, and a lot of the paper, okay, has been related to this, right? And Hugo, you know that. And then finally, I mean, I have this number 5 is about the innovation, digitalization, and the change nowadays. Okay, in a QA community, we always talk about that. Okay, after the pandemic, what we should do and what we could do. And one thing is, we all agree that we should first of all, the QA agency should really adapt themselves into any kinds of crisis, such as, for example, like a pandemic. You see, all the physical on-site visit canceled because no campus is open. Who I'm going to visit, right? Who I'm going to interview. So that's why immediately the university definitely we turn into the virtual mode, right? We teach online. But how about QA agency? They always pay the on-site visit interview if you're a student, right? And to visit the facility, or your lab, your teaching hospitals, but all closed. Okay, who should I interview? Okay, and where should I visit? So this is why also when the crisis comes, and then the QA, EQA, IQA, okay, how exactly we respond to this? This is also very, very significant after the pandemic. Another one is always. And because in Kwahi, okay, and what I told you that they're strongly aligned with the UNESCO, and then strongly requested in Kwahi that you should push quality assurance agency, okay, to embed SDGs into their standards. So coming soon, okay, to you. So I did it, okay, he added, but because I think, okay, I'm leaving, I'm okay. Okay, the next CEO will feel pressures. But anyway, I think this is the time that the QA agency, you should plan ahead. Okay. And then, so this is why 2022, during the pandemic, then in Kwahi, that's why I told you that, they started to, though before they always publish some guidelines for QA agency, okay, if they want to develop no matter their standards or even how the review procedures or how exactly Okay, they review the CBHE, whatever. They have certain kinds of what we call the guideline for good practices. But in 2022, they revised that into so-called the International Standard Guideline of Quality Assurance in Treasury Education. We call it the ISGs. And then in addition to traditional mode, we still hope that the QA agency or even the higher education, okay, when you want to really take care of your quality, your governance, right, and then your students, your faculty members, those are the basic standards, okay, still in teaching and learning all included. But in addition to the basic 9, they add the 3 modes. So it means that the quality assurance agency usually is, remember that I told the 3 things, diversification, relevance, and sustainability. So they add the to those issues that nowadays we really care about. So you have to know specific standards with the mode for CBHE because the difference from your local providers. And then also you have to think about for those short learning programs, micro-credential, maybe only a few hours of the credit of learning, maybe 1 semester, whatever, for working students, and how are you going to actually review those programs? Also one of the issues. They hope that the QA agency, now you have to start to prepare to respond to that. And then finally, distance education. So there's another 3 more, in addition to the traditional basic mode. Now the QA agency, okay, has been requested by the international organization. Now you have to prepare for that. So it means that those will come in soon to university. Yeah, it seems, one there, or the top there will review the secondary review, okay. The 3rd there, and then finally university, and finally you and me, right? So that is, you can like a we couldn't say the pyramids, but anyway, that is the way nowadays, okay, how the QA system has been operated. Okay, so now it's about the second one, evolution in Asia. In Asia means actually there's still a lot of things to talk about, but I do not have time to share a lot of information. I will share you some data. But basically, in Asia, the QA agency is very, very diverse. We have very, very small one, like New Zealand. Okay, they only have 1 staff, 1 director, they only review the 8 public universities. I so envy her because even the salary is even higher than me, huh? But I have to review more than 150 institutions. Okay, so mean how busy. And if you look at Indonesia, each year they have to review more than 3,000 providers. It means every day they have reviews. So this is why what they could do is that first of all, they just use the data, quantitative data. They ask the university for all the data first of all. They have initial reviews, okay, those data. And if something wrong with the providers, okay, then we pay the on-site visit. Because 3,000, how come? Because the national accreditor can accommodate that, right? Okay, so you can see the size, the budget, the human resources, or even your mission are different. For some quality assurance agency, in addition to, they may review not just higher education, like he and we're good, we just review in university. I then review from kindergarten, preschool, to higher education. So you see.
Agency?
Yeah, agency. UNESCO. I'm going to review them in June. So you can see when they're, general assembly, how many people there? I think it's probably 100,000. Institutions, schools, all there because they have, the general assembly and then announcement, whatever. So you see, after serving as the directors of the national accreditor in Thailand, immediately you were promoted into the minister of the education. So you see, that is, okay, his position is totally different from me. Huh? So you see the level of education, or even some QA system, they only take care of like the comprehensive, general university, comprehensive university, general university, not vocational. Okay, like here actually, we do not really take care of vocational track. Okay, so it all different, depends on how exactly is that the government, okay, commission you. Or even some systems do not commission you, okay, review like the CBHE, whatever. But the Malaysia actually is the government accept to do so. So it's a different system. Okay? So this is why they need a different human resources to support this. And most of them policy instrument, the national mandate, no problem, and the funding dependence by the government. So always, but when I was CEO, I always say, okay, I'm very professional, very independent. So okay, I won't be affected by government. But government need money. Okay, when I receive all the ministers call, oh yeah, okay, no problem, I will do it. Okay. Because they see that when you really depends on your parents, pay your tuition, so your mom call you back home today, oh, then you were back home. So this is hard to say, this kind of relationship. Anyway, we still try to be independent and try, okay, our decisions will be affected by the government. But this is one thing. And reliability also one thing that has been questions. Because for some, if you look at the QA, the review results, you can see that 80% or 90% all passed. They're all accredited. Particularly if you look at even in Unadu, it's very interesting. So the reason is if you're all institution all accredited, and the general public may worry what exactly do. But they will say, okay, look at their report, because the report is different, but no one will look at the report. Right, so there's a reliability of how exactly can be enhanced and the trust and what your like accountability. Okay, now you really do the good work or whatever, or so that is the issue. And then also most of the Asian quality assurance agencies probably are lacking the international capacity for the language, whatever, or culture. Okay, so they do not do that. Okay, so that's the data. I think I just collected. Thank you for my two lovely students. They help, and then the other three. Because we have a great team. We have the inquiry to get the data from Asia. So first of all, things we need to know about the total institutions of the higher education. I think this data will be released soon. Okay, when the report's published. So this is the institutions, more than 72,000 in Asia. So when you look at the South Asia, why so many? You know which country do so many? So crazy. They have the 2-year colleges, lots of thousands. And then the institutions, you could see, okay, so now more than 144 million. I think that is really, so it means so huge system in comparing to the other system. I think the Asia probably is the biggest. So I think the data are very interesting because before it comes to the quality, we can see the system is and how come we could really evaluate or either make sure each one, okay, institutions provide a good quality of education. Seems more than 70,000 and so many students. How come that the QA? So when you look at okay, so many the bigger system is so many students. So how many quality assurance agencies? 138. So you can see how busy they are. So the CEO should pay high salary. So Indonesia, 3,000, amazing. For me, okay, a year, okay. Usually my capacity, I just told the government, okay, probably it says 80, my capacity. But if you want me to do more, give me more money. Give me more money as well as more human resources. But you can see, because the system, each system different, particularly, and mainland China also, they have also thousands of institutions. So this is why if you look at the mainland China, they cannot, the national accreditor, they cannot get into deeper the program accreditations. Because the institution more than 3,000. And if we get into deeper the programs, okay, how many, okay, how big that the office should be, right? So that is, you can look at, but public is the 80s and the private is around the 60, okay? And then most of the public you can see is in East Asia, okay, like China, okay, Hong Kong's here, we all public, and then the private, most of private is in Asia. And but if you do that, that's where I told you that professional accreditors, right? Engineering, medicine, accounting, architectures, whatever those specific professional field. So we also try to see, okay, how many are they? So here in Asia still, I mean, there's a place to girls, only 36. Okay. If you look at the Taiwan, we have the 3. We have the engineering, and we have the business, and we have the medicine. And if you look at the Japan, professional accreditor only engineering. So it means that if you cannot rely on your professional accreditor, so it means that national accreditor have to take care of all. Yeah, for the program, right, okay. So it means that if you look at why the Indonesia, that's what I told you, why they have to review more than 3,000 a year. One of the reasons is if you look at the Indonesia, I think it's here, because they only have 2 professional accreditor, but they review institution as well as the program. So this is why they're busy, super busy. Yeah. So that is interesting to see. But to my surprises, South Korea, they have so many programs accreditors, okay? And by the Malaysia already actually, okay, have several established one. They have the 50 coming from Malaysia. So this table I think is very interesting to see. Also another field, okay, if you're all interested in doing the research, okay, maybe not national accreditor, but professional accreditor, I think professional, because the professional field, okay, though becomes a more and more significant, and then those professional programs related to the job market to see how those program accreditor really ensure the quality of those programs, okay? And now, the QF, right, National Qualification Framework, Hong Kong has one, and then some countries doesn't have one. So you can see, if you look at Asia, okay, 51 territory, only 29 has National Qualification Framework, and then 80, okay, does not, including Taiwan, okay. I think that China is still, okay, processing, but China is super big and it's so diverse, so it's a very hard. Some is very, very challenging. I mean, small state, maybe territory, probably easier. Hong Kong, okay, easier to manage. But some, like India doesn't have, US doesn't have. Super big is hard to control. To within, the national qualification, you see, right? The Hong Kong, we have the 8 levels, right? And then each levels you identify one as descriptor, right? Easier, okay, is there some kind of consensus? What exactly things that the quality or even certain kinds of competency the student will acquire? But in a super big system, it's really hard for us to develop this kind of umbrella, covering all types of the programs within. Okay, so that is about also very interesting to see. Okay, this one. So this is why, this is also another paper actually we just published, okay, with my students. So they're so lovely. So I think we work together on several things, because we think that also one way that they still have the opportunity to learn, okay, how exactly is to do the research, and also work with the international organizations. And then at the same time, I think, okay, they could have more credits. But anyway, this. So in the paper, I tried to, okay, categorize the QA over the past 20 years since the 2000. Okay, the QA agency, QA system has been established in Asia after the 2000. The Taiwan 2005, and I know the Hong Kong in 2003, and Japan also 2003 something. So after the 2000, so I tried to categorize it into the different phases, like the 2000, 2013, and the 2011. Because why 2011? The Tokyo Convention was released. The Tokyo Convention. Because it's actually published by UNESCO. They hope that through this kind of the consensus and the commitment and the qualifications could be compatible, no matter which qualification you actually the student earn, and then when you earn the qualification in Hong Kong, but they will recognize in Taiwan. So they hope that no barrier convention. So convention actually released, Tokyo Convention released in 2011. So this is another era that started, and then 2020. So I think I will just develop, I like to develop figure. Because I think I need to make everything in a picture, and then make sure what's really going on, okay, not just reading. So you can see this one. Okay, before, this is the first phase. This is what I told, okay, 2000 to 2015, and then here, very, very first initial phase. Most of the quality assurance agency in this phase, of course, I try to align with the different guidelines from inquiries, okay, standards, but no time for me to get into the details, but I try to put it in there. But here it is, basically, okay, initially in the very first phase, most of the QA agency in Asia, they tries to focus on the legitimacy, because QA has a legitimacy. University said, why? Why you review me? Okay, I have the autonomy. Okay, so they should legitimacy. So they should be actually legitimized in their law. So it's like Taiwan quality assurance, external assurance, or even internal quality assurance actually has been stipulated in our University Act. So it's what I say, the legitimacy. Actually, we now. Okay, they say, who told you you could do that? Yeah. No, you are not private, right? Maybe we provide a service, but actually you the national QA system that should this kind of regulations to make sure university will follow it. Okay, so legitimacy, the very first stage, and but however, the student should be very independent because to let the university trust you, right? Okay, yeah, you are extending arms, okay, of the government. Okay, you are not very independent. Sometimes you should be very independent, and then professionalism. And then back moving to that why Tokyo Convention release. Okay, those are not okay. You should move into the second phase. In addition to this, because they all probably has been done, and now you have to relate relevance to qualification recognition. How exactly is the program recognized? And then the qualification that the student earned will be recognized by the different contexts. Now is QA agency's responsibility. You can think of this, right? You can say, oh yeah, it's okay here, but why not? It will be recognized on the other system. And then also internationalization because you started to work with the other system, but otherwise, how come your qualification that the program or the qualification recognized by the different system? And then also what I said, the quality assurance agency. IQA, internal quality assurance of the quality assurance agency. Because we always ask the university, what's your IQA, right? But now quality assurance agency also have to. And then how you improve yourself, how you improve your system, how you improve your procedure, how you actually enhance the quality of your reviewers, right? Okay, IQA, right? And then get the feedbacks from the different stakeholders. So that would be the second phase. And now moving to the third phase. I think they keep moving on, okay. Very quickly. Okay, because we hope you have more questions. And that is now, I think, the new phase. And that's why we're working for the inquiry, okay, the new global study, because we want to know after the pandemic what really happened. And then how exactly is that the quality assurance agency, okay, started to respond to, like what I said, the three things. Diversification, relevance, as well as the sustainability. So you can see that how exactly the university started to think about the new standards for ESG, started to think about the new standard for micro-credentials, and then distance education. Are you ready for that? That is being asked by international organizations. So this is why, and then back through, to achieve this goal, you should engage different stakeholders to extend because the students, maybe working students, they engage in the distance education, they engage in micro-credentials, they engage the employers, what do you think that the micro-credential, those kind of programs should be provided and how the quality ratio. So I mean, in this phase, engagement is very, very important. Not just talk to the universities, you have to talk to the different stakeholders in order to make sure, review something right, so that is about the new phase. So you can see, still a lot of paper you can write about. So you see, but you see the transition. So I'm very glad that I could finally, categorize and summarize what's really going on over the past 20 or 30 years. And then the different phases, and now we're moving to the new phase. And then how exactly is that the EQA quality, issues, what kind of quality issues should be taken care of first, and then how would the university actually, they should also prepare themselves to respond immediately, because as soon as the IT and the quality assurance agency wake up, then we were starting to review you. Right? So, this is my response. And then next year I'm going to look at your university if you really done that or done what. Okay, so but then still in the middle, not waking up. But anyway, so that is the very first one. I hope that I could spend probably only 15 minutes, 20 minutes to share you about the paper. But I think you all could read that paper because it's published on the site. So this is the paper I think I showed you. Oh, sorry. This is the paper that has been published. The title is Revisiting the Quality Assurance and Qualification Framework. Remember, I'm talking about the QA, but I revisited it because a lot of paper have been found that, and also written some paper review about that. And then I want to see the CBHE, okay, during the pandemic, what's really going on before the pandemic, during the pandemic. But I want to know from the university's perspective. So most of paper university's viewpoints. Cross-border higher education, particularly dual degree and the joint degree program, how exactly they issue the IQA and also be reviewed by EQA. So this is the purpose. And particularly, I want to know if physical mobility matter for your viewpoint, if they want to assure the quality of this type of program. So this is what the background. And that's what I told you. This is what I've done because I've done some of the CBHE and quality assurance. So for example, I have done the joint degree, quality assurance right before the pandemic. And I also done the recognition of academic quality. So this is what I have done before. So this is why I'm thinking what I could do. And I also done the comparative education for bridge campuses. Okay. So it's so many things you could write, right? So, every time when I my student, okay, we could do it. Like, oh, Angela, okay, nice coming in. Because when you have the idea, you're very, very excited to share with your teams, and you see, okay, that's what we could do it together next time. Though we're still working on several, but the idea, okay, things are very interesting. Also, you see, I also talking about how exactly the QA relevance to oversee qualification thing. So I think this is why I think I've done something, but it all before pandemic. Right, okay. So I really want to see then, during the pandemic, what happened? Okay, and then the university responses, what did they think of? Okay, so this is why I do that. So I think this is about the background, cross-border. I think you are experts on that. I don't want to explain further. But anyway, we always believe that the cross-border higher education in certain ways to really benefit the system very, very well, particularly about the teaching and learning, research cooperation. That's why I think each year at NCCU, I always provide international, okay, Hugo, you helped me before, right, online, but I hope that in the next times you could join us physically. And Tony also as well, coming to, you see this kind of the joint, cooperations, and then the joint, or even now, 3 years ago, we have very, very good programs with the Lingnan University as well as NCCU. We have the joint degree PhD programs together. So far, I mean, we have the 4 PhD students already graduated, and then 2 are here. They are going to graduate this year. Yeah, very fresh. Huh? So this is, I think, is quite good that, and then this one through this kind of program that engaged the Taiwan students, Hong Kong students, Chinese students, all together, or even the students from Pakistan. So we all together, learning and then, inspire with each other. So this is, I mean, the beauties of the cross-border higher education. But however, most important thing is how to really ensure this type of program. Okay, it's easier to say, okay, but how the key point is the quality. Accuracy is better than the other students. They just get 1. So several organizations publish the guidelines. So I always, when I write in my paper, I always will look at those guidelines. What is that? Okay, very, very influential guidelines, in particular published by like UNESCO, OECD, Quahi, whatever. Okay, what those guidelines actually say? Because they have some kind of hint there. They just show you those are the key point you have to really care about in the future if you want to offer this kind of a provider. So you can see several guidelines very earlier. 2001. This is by Europe. And then also, this is also by Europe too, 2005, because the Bologna process, they promote the joint degree program, and most of those programs, so they think they just show some guidelines, but otherwise, how would the university know what to do it? And then also, you can say that, how about Asia? Asia is one. Asia, collaborating with the UNESCO, we have the guidance 2006, APQN, talking about how to regulate the QA, quality assurance of the cross-border higher education regarding receiving country as well as exporting countries, so both ways. So that's why I think you could look at not the small booklets, but actually to show you all things. And now Tokyo Convention also tell about that, and then, the Global Convention 2019 as well, and as well as in the 2022 in Kwahi, published new guidelines as well. So you see a lot of discourse and also the guidelines we published. So, before I done all the issues, I will try to visit them to see, what would be the issue and the relevance to the issues that are. So this is, I think I already shared a little bit about the three concepts, like the quality assurance, the qualification, as well as the regional global convention, right? Due to the time, I think I directly go into this. You see, because when you talk about QA, but why you want to put these three things together? So I always think that I should let the readers understand why they are so relevant with each other. When they're reading my paper, I think to let them understand, that exactly, I should really take care of the things. First of all, quality assurance. When it comes to the joint degree program or even CBHE, CBHE is in the middle, right? And then quality assurance agency. Do you think they should collaborate? Should. Right? But otherwise, for those kind of no matter joint degree or even this branch campus, whatever, they should work together to see your system, my system, your standard, my standard, your framework, my framework. They should work together no matter they want to have a joint degree, they want to join accreditation or not, but they should know each other, right? This is the very first one. And then after being assured, the quality being assured, the next step is your qualification should be recognized. But why you get a degree? Probably spend more time on that, right? You spend probably 1.5 times, getting a double degree or dual degree is more complicated. So qualification system. Qualification recognition system in the system, I think should be actually also in this system here. And then, and then you see global convention, regional convention. This is the highest, standard always showed us that, this is the global rule, global standard, and the global trend, and I hope that you could follow it, right? And then I hope that based on the qualification framework and then the qualification, based on the quality assurance framework and the qualification, joint degrees or even different, the dual qualifications that were recognized. So this is the standard. So in between, you can see these two should conversions, right? Reviews, and then will be recognized your qualification. And then your qualification should be based on the global regional convention. Your qualification should be compatible. Yes, your Hong Kong's qualification should be comparable to Taiwan's qualification, right? Because we all PhD the same, right? And then information should be transparent. But otherwise, how I know, this program has been accredited and how you review that and what kind of the programs, or even the curriculum, faculty members, how exactly, those qualities are. So transparency is very important. So this is why now in Tokyo, Quality Assurance Agency that has been commissioned by UNESCO Bangkok. Now they launched so-called a PINIC, a portal, like Eric Narek, Eric Narek, it's been there, not including Hong Kong. Yeah. And even they have some information there, but very limited. So it means there's still a long way to go, transparency. So based on this, I think the joint degree, I think you all know that, right, been grow. But one of the reasons for why, most of the top research university, what they want to do, so probably, I don't know, they enhance the academic reputation. We think that, two strong university work together will be big, more stronger, yeah. And then, integrate your degree program system to be more interdisciplinary if we could, and then we'll hope the student will be there. Hope that the job will be okay. But now, due to the pandemic, it seems that even the joint degree or even those kind of a program suddenly has been shifted into the virtual mode. So this is why I try to see how exactly this type of program is that has been moved into the virtual mode, and then what about the quality should be assured internally or as well as externally. So my paper I explain what is the physical student mobility, what is the virtual, and what is the hybrid mode. I didn't keep to the end of the time. I think the most important thing is about this. Another one. when I was hiking, I finally say, oh, I should come up something, okay, to integrate those ideas together, not just describe what they mean. So this is my papers. Okay, I developed this conceptual framework for my paper. Because I try to categorize, the mode into IQA, EQA into the three mode. Convergence, okay, IQA, EQA merged together, it means both has been done. And this way, it means that IQA, EQA has been done physically. Okay, so it means that, okay, because this program has been provided, this university and university have very good systems for IQA, and externally also reviewed by the third party. And then another one is this divergence, is what we call the hybrid mode, because for some system, maybe they may have used, okay, both way, physical as well, like the hybrid like today, right? Okay, but sometimes, in this kind of mode, EQA probably won't be really implemented, and then but IQA still has been implemented by the university. And then this one is the responses mode. What I call is the virtual. Particularly, this mode has been done during the pandemic. Everything virtual, okay? Physical, those joint degree programs also turn into the virtual mode. And also, quality assurance on-site visit also turn into the virtual mode. So it's a double virtual. So this is what I call, virtual. So what is about, okay? So no matter the IQA or even EQA, they're all actually is being implemented online. So it's what I call the virtual. So this is why I say responsiveness, because during the pandemic, there's no way you could do, right? The university students could not mobile, and then the EQAA could not pillar on-site visits. So, but that is the flexible mode that they could do. So that's why I call maybe this is maybe it's not the best way, but it could be response to the current situation. Another one is disruptionist. Okay, some university, okay, according to that. Because the students cannot. So this is what I call disruption, because this program suddenly, okay, been stopped for 2 or 3 years and due to the quality concern. Yeah, so this is why I say the suspensions and then all quality, okay, issues of IQA, EQA, all cancels. So you mean based on this, you could see these two modes, because they still have IQ and EQA, and no risk over the qualification recognitions. Okay, because I say that qualification recognition should be based on QA. If your program would not be reviewed internally or externally, right? How come that your qualifications, okay, will be awarded and has a value? But in this way, definitely, all virtual or even, okay, the class, all QAA, all cancelled, so the qualification recognition. This will be very, very, okay, dangerous things that we worry about. Okay, so you're all online and then no on-site visit and all virtuals, and how come I make sure that the student really learn? Okay, so see, it's really, I remember just 2 years ago when you're all online, it's really annoying. I don't know if you did, because I don't know who actually online. I don't know who I'm talking to, right? And then it's very hard for us to measure exactly what the student learning. So that is really, so this is why when we don't know why exactly the student learn, how come we can really recognize the values of the qualification they earn? So this is why, but in this way, okay, except this, I mean, it's a very, very EQA based, and the government probably will let this kind of the EQ, government is all very strong. And this way, okay, mainly rely on university's IQA system. So this is why I think I try to see, okay, based on all the concepts that I described, and probably, and then to see what exactly that I could explore based on as soon as I collect all the surveys data back. Okay, so now we're finished within 5 minutes. And that is the question. So I want to see. Okay, usually I do the QA and qualification framework, right? Remember that? Okay, joint degree or branch campuses. But now I try to see how about the delivery mode. If the delivery mode is different than other variables, okay, how come, okay, the values of the qualification will be changed or not? So this is why the purpose of this paper. So I want to see about the QA system, the quality mode, and how about the top-ranked university, what they think about if there's a different mode, okay, what they think about the values or qualifications. So in addition to some interview, so my ambition, okay, it's quite ambitious. I try to talk about the very top research universities in Asia, 200 first. But, unluckily, you see, it's very hard to really collect those top research universities. But luckily, in Hong Kong, you helped me, provide me a very, very good responses. And also the National University of Singapore, the National Taiwan University, okay, very top ranked universities. Luckily, okay, they're willing to share me what exactly their university has done. So I finally got a 50 and 36 for 2000 and a 24 is from the top 500 because I have to compromise. I could only analyze 36, right? Okay, so I think probably better. So I think, oh, maybe top 500 would be okay. So this is why I finally did it. So this is my actually some major findings. First of all, I think how exactly is that those top universities during the pandemic, how exactly they implement the IQA? They say, oh yeah, have very great policy. The top 3 is they have a good policy and then try to formulate the procedures for the student admission for joint degree programs, okay? And then also try to collect the student feedback, no matter during the pandemic or after the pandemic. That is what it said. And for the EQ and the C, oh yeah, it's still been done by the national accreditor. But for the qualification recognition, you can see most of the assistant in state banking universities, oh yeah, still recognized by government. So you can see there is the link. Okay, the couple, quality assurance agency is one thing, and the qualification recognition is simply done by the other agency. So how exactly that, okay, they could have very good conversation to know each other, okay, and to make sure this quality of the qualification, okay, is really assured. So this is, okay, this one is also very interesting. Thank you, my smart students, because we discussed several times. And I want to know, how about the IQ and the EQA? Okay, of course, we use some technical points. So that is, you look at, green is physical, red is hybrid, and blue is virtual. So this one is before the pandemic, okay? So you can see, before the pandemic, still, most of the programs okay, and then they do not pay so much attention to the IQA. They think if they've been reviewed by external body, they will be fine. But when it comes to this one, okay, this is during the pandemic. 80% of the program because they apply either hybrid mode or even a virtual mode. So immediately, okay, of course, they have to respond to this kind of the quality issues. So you can see that immediately, they inevitably result in a decreasing levels of IQA as well as the EQA. So you mean both IQ and EQA both decreased. So this is a kind of the really the fact, okay, no matter they are very top research universities, but however, this is crisis is hard for them to really respond to that. So they're very interesting to see, okay, how exactly those programs being allocated in different kinds of the zone. Yeah. And then also we see how exactly those responses, university responses about agreement and degree, okay. The values of the physical degree is still higher. And then also effectiveness of phases is still higher. And then do not like a only of 9. Okay, probably the same as right. Okay, so that's about the truth. But I also want to see about the correlation about the degree mode and the level of effectiveness of joint degrees program. To see the higher if this university responses that they really value the physical mode, and then actually they will value, okay, the qualification. If this qualification, okay, being awarded, this qualifications has been awarded through the physical one. It means the physical is still one of the key points. So physical matter, physical mode matter, doesn't matter. Because the university really cared about if the student really learn on site and the value of qualifications is more than the other types of the degree. So this is what we find here. So this is why the 2 questions, okay, are the Asian government ready for that? I do not think so. They're always still thinking, and then they say conservative thinking, right? Okay, until the national accreditor actually, they've just been obligated to review the local providers. And then actually most of them are not commissioned to review so-called CBH. Okay, and one of the reason maybe they're still developing their capacity because it's more complicated, right? You have to work with our system and then a lot of things to discuss, so it's more complicated for them. And then you can see by the convergence between these two, you will look at that the tables is still very, very divergent with those two. Okay, QA is QA, qualification is qualification. But Hong Kong is quite good because now the VQ, they have both. They have the quality assurance as well as the qualification framework, right? And then you will see the other system is Malaysia. Malaysia also, Malaysia's qualification agency, they also do both quality assurance as well as qualification framework. They develop qualification framework and also embedded the qualification framework, those standards into their quality assurance system. I think that would be the perfect. But you look at the rest of the system, none. Okay, this is your work, this is my work. Okay. Don't bother me. Sometimes, yeah. So that is, yeah, and then, yeah, because, and when I was the CEO, the government had this kind of thought. At the time, I was so scared because of how many work I have to do, okay, at the time. But actually, it's not good, it's not good. I still, it would be a great way, okay, if they both type, okay, it could be integrated together. And the high remote, okay, still, nowadays, though, the university still prefer the physicals, but high remote now has been accepted definitely, but we're still waiting for, okay, maybe the conversions of quality assurance of the Q qualification recognitions in the future. So I think, the Li Bingwang is the director of New Mexico's of the higher education divisions. Very, very well known, okay? And he published a lot of report and just say that nowadays, okay, because now a lot of the different new scenarios, right? Okay, it's probably we ever never faced before, but universities started to implement that to realize those kinds of scenario and started to implement that into their new system. But the quality assurance agency, I think, is also the time for them to realize those kind of scenarios and to realize what they should actually respond to that, and then to talk to the different stakeholders, okay, particular university, what exactly have done so far, and then in order to embed that into their system and in order to actually provide very good quality of the quality assurance. Yeah, because we always complain, right? Now I'm back to the school, I always complain here. And now finally, I think I want to use this one for your reference. I mean, there's a lot of things actually you could talk about the quality assurance, qualification framework, and a lot of things. But however, I mean, the core values for QA, for higher education, still now it's a time for us to respond to the diversity, okay, inclusiveness, the students' background, okay, things that there should be, okay, the different types of the providers or different kind of the students, okay, they should be included in this kind of system and they should be taken care of very, very well. Balance, definitely, what exactly we are doing something right? Are we? Okay. I know quality assurance doing something right. Okay, well, the government doing something. I think we should do something very, very relevant. Don't always do something wasting time. We'll do something very stupid. Sometimes we do that, right? And then resilient, right? Okay, so yeah, now what about we don't know what will happen tomorrow, but flexible, resilient, responsive, so how we could do it. We don't know when the next crisis will come soon, so resilience. But we still have to make sure something, I mean, in Kwa, he always emphasized academic freedom. Though we could review the university, right? But we should not actually restrict this kind of autonomy. Yeah, we should let them, because they should be nominated, they should be creative, but otherwise the whole world cannot be improved. And integrity. Nowadays, academic community, okay, a lot of in Taiwan, the same, right? Okay, how come integrity, not just for the students, also for our officers, right? Okay, we should be very, very, yeah. And then finally, okay, international cooperation. So this is why I'm here. I'm looking forward to more other opportunities, and I hope that we engage different students, students from a different university and then professor from a different university. We could work on something together, and we have something more innovative, more. Differentiate anything about quality, okay, quality. So this is what I call quality girl, okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Angela. Wow, this was a
Crazy.
lot of knowledge, very intense. You know.
Crazy QA guy.
Okay, do we have any question? Online. So, Lily, please.
Thank you. I'm sorry that I was late. I might have missed something. I'm wondering about the role of QA in higher education, because we know that
Well, of the Q, I mean, it's the EQA.
in general.
In general, most,
oh.
IQA is QA.
Yes, because we see that in mainland China there is a not slogan, but at least a government guideline called 以评促进, using quality assurance to guide how higher education universities organize. Yes, so there is an idea there. So I'm wondering, have you seen any historical trend in the past 20 years in terms of the role of quality assurance? To what extent they are actively influencing universities' activities in relation to education and programs. My second related question is related to research, because in the past 20 years, there has been a growing emphasis on research. And my observation is that the research emphasis has also influenced how certain assurance framework that evaluates the education program as one of the parts.
We all do.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your questions. The first one is about the roles of the quality assurance. First of all, basically, actually, I ever wrote articles for CHIA, Higher Education Council Accreditation in the United States. We published in 2014, we published 7 guidelines in the quality assurance guidelines or principles. I wrote the very first principle, quality assurance. Who should take care of the quality assurance? We should take care of the quality first. The first chapter actually, very directly to say, quality actually is supposed to be the responsibilities of the university and the higher education providers. So basically, I mean, though Asian countries, for our culture, we always want to guide someone to do something, right? Like your teacher, next week, you should do this. But in generally, the quality is supposed to be the responsibilities of the university. So it means that you should actually know who you are and you know your future, and you should design the very, very good curriculum program and recruit the good quality of the faculty members to actually share those kind of knowledge of the university with the students. Ideally, they should be that. But however, you look at not just the Asian context as well as the European. You could look at most of the government, because before having this kind of knowledge of the quality assurance, most of the countries didn't know how to do it. So this is why the government said, let me tell you what to do it. So this is why they may have some like China, they have some guideline, they have some principle, and they tell you, those are universities supposed to do. So subsequently, and then the quality assurance that I mentioned to you, most of the quality assurance agency, national accreditor, funded by the government, right? So we have to receive those kinds of the policy, and we have to implement that. In order to help the governments to review, to monitor those universities. So that is not the ideal way. The ideal way is, the quality assurance is supposed to be developed initially from the university first of all. And then you know who you are, and then the EQA is supposed to review, because each university is different. You have your characteristic like, HUK, probably different from Minnan, and then different programs, different students, all different. So based on what you presented, but this time I didn't have time to talk about the 3 elements of quality assurance, EQA, peer review, self-assessment report, IQA, right? And another one is the peer acceptance, because we want to make sure everything that you say is correct, and I want to collect the different stakeholders' report. So ideally, IQA should be first, and then EQA then on. But if you do get a different, most of the system, EQA first, and IQA. So this is why you always feel very, very anxious, okay, what I'm going to respond to those EQA. That is probably not a very good idea. So usually QA, though I didn't have time to talk about, another characteristics for quality assurance is most of the QA agencies supposed to import fitness for second question. The metrics definitely nowadays publishing means by those ranking system. I mean, most local when it comes to the research. Okay, those ranking system actually they already have the set of the indicators there, right? Design. So it seems there's no way that you could do about that. So this is really a serious issue. And over the past 20 years, how come that the university could be only evaluated, okay, barely probably 60%, 80% all by their research output. So you can see nowadays, if you look at the times, if you look at the QS, they're starting to develop different kinds of the ranking system that tries to evaluate the university impact. Okay, your impact ranking now, the THE 2019, QS also, and also trying to evaluate employability. So now they know, okay, probably is not this kind of metric of the research focus, this kind of metric probably should be not the only way that we could, okay, evaluate that the university. So, I mean, QA in this way also affected. So now, 20 years ago, quality assurance ranking, they are enemies. Because quality assurance, basically, we do not do the comparison. Okay, Linnan, okay, HQU, no, you different. How come you could compare, right? But ranking do the comparison. So this is why they always, okay, couldn't come with each other. Okay. But now they closely learn each other. So I don't know what will happen to quality, but they still learn each other, see, oh, those metrics probably I could embed them into, like the THE, they have the impact ranking, and then why not I could also use some kind of indicator into my standard rank. So this is now what I observe right now. Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Sorry for those that are online.
Yeah.
The thing is, in 4 minutes,
Okay,
we need
so
to start a lunch with the dean.
I'm coming to January to answer.
So, would you mind? I mean, you. Angela's email right there. Would you mind emailing her your questions? I'm sure she will be delighted to answer them. Unfortunately, we're really out of time. But please do send your questions that you have in the chat to her. Yeah, you will respond, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you very much for everybody.
Sorry for using too much time. Thank you.
All right.
I'm sorry. It's too much time schedule, so I see about tomorrow.
You know Lily, okay. This is Wonder, she's doing EDD.